What's going on, everybody? I hope that your day is going well and as phenomenal as can be. Welcome to another transformational edition of the Global Leaders Roundtable. Listen, I'm super excited because this platform has been bringing voices together and encouraging them to rise to their next level. It's been encouraging leaders to come together around what I'm calling the proverbial roundtable to discuss matters that really matter to us, but to our industries. And I'm super excited about the kingdom movements that are being birthed and born out of the different ideas that we are raising and introducing on this platform. I am your host, Kenyon R. Dudley, keynote speaker, global strategist, and founder of this great, growing, and global platform committed to amplifying purpose-filled voices from around the world. For those of you who are just getting a chance to meet me for the first time, hello. Let me tell you what my passion is all about. It is all about helping leaders to tap into their divine identity, to help leaders build with authenticity and to boldly step into their next season. This platform is for the visionary, it is for the reformer, it's for the pioneer, because I believe that breakthrough requires bold conversations. And that's what we're having right here at the Global Leaders Roundtable. Hey, if you are watching right now on our YouTube channel, thank you so much for joining the tribe over there. Why don't you hit the like button, tag a purpose-driven leader in the comments so that they can get in on these great conversations as well. And then subscribe to our channel over there at TGLR Network. You do not want to miss what is coming up. We've already got some great content that's on the page. Why don't you binge watch a lot of the things that we are sharing, that we've shared already, and then get yourself ready for some of the other things that we have coming up. I'm telling you, you do not want to miss it. Now, I know a lot of people say that, but we are in the background planning some great things that's really going to evolve this channel. And you're going to start seeing more than just the podcast. You're going to start seeing other shows. You're going to start seeing other people with shows. Oh my gosh, it's going to be a full out on network once we get done with it. And so you do not want to miss out on what we're going to be sharing. Also, I am going to invite any of you who may believe that you have a story to tell, a leadership journey, a strategy that God has given you to share with the world. You believe that it's supposed to be heard globally. Why don't you go ahead and apply to be on the podcast? We are looking for new voices every single day. We're looking for people to come on and share with us. And so you can do the same. Go to bit.ly/TGLR podcast. We would love to hear your story. And then if we believe that this is something that needs to be on the platform, we will get you on the show. So please, please, please reach out to us and let us know. Now, we've got coming up what we call our first virtual summit. Now, this is not new to me. We've been able to put on conferences and productions and things like that within our company throughout the years, but this is our very first Global Leaders Virtual Summit. And guess what we're going to be talking about, guys? We're going to be talking about global kingdom leadership. Go figure, right? That's what the platform is all about. And so we're going to have over 60 kingdom global speakers from around the world. And who knows, you may be the next speaker. So go ahead and go to bit.ly/TGLR virtual summit now. And you will see on the last page there where you can apply to become a speaker. We want to hear the value that you are bringing to the world. Come on and share it with us on that platform. And then last but not least, guys, I have created a group on Facebook that's totally free. It's called Need a Speaker, and it's really for those individuals who are speakers that are looking for more stages to get on, and event planners, event hosts, and organizers who are looking for more talent, speakers, people to come to their platform and share. this is a place where they can converge and come together and share and connect and network. So many people have been asking me, hey, do you know of other folks who are hosting conferences that I can speak at and talk to? Do you know other people that I can connect with that are speakers? I want them on my stage. And so I decided to put this group together so everybody can come together and network among themselves. And so it's super free. Go to bit.ly/ all caps need a speaker. It'll take you right over there to that page and that group. You can join today and you can start networking today. No cost, none of that. It's just all about people, kingdom minded leaders coming together to be able to share with one another and to be able to work with one another. So go over there today. All right, listen, I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready for the next fireside chat conversation. Today is going to be, I think, a brilliant conversation. I'm super ecstatic about what God will share with us today, and so you don't want to miss it. Stick around. Make sure you're tagging your friends now because this conversation just might be for them. All right, today's guest is a powerful force of healing, boldness, and breakthrough. Sophia is a transformational speaker. She's a coach. She's an advocate for personal restoration. And she's a person who teaches others to rise from pain into power. Her voice is one of clarity, confidence, and compassion. And she's on a mission to help others reclaim theirs. Sophia's story and strategies are unlocking boldness and healing and unstoppable confidence in people across the globe. Let's welcome the incredible Sophia Coulanges to the Global Leaders Roundtable. Sophia, how are
Hello,
you today?
I am doing well. How are you?
I'm perfect. I'm perfect. I'm doing great. Today is a phenomenal day to talk about unstoppable you. That is the topic at hand today, and I'm super ecstatic about what we're gonna share, and ecstatic about those individuals that's gonna be transformed by listening to the conversation. What about you?
I am just grateful to be on your platform to really share this story or to really even share some insight on just being unstoppable, being the
Yeah,
unstoppable you that God has called you to be in a world that's trying to silence people authenticity in a
yeah,
world where there's so much noise. Stop and just be you,
yeah.
So I definitely am excited to be here. I'm excited to be sharing this platform with your fans, with your family, with your I'm just excited to be on your
Yeah.
platform today.
Sophia, thank you so much. I can feel your excitement, and I'm super excited that you're excited. That lets me know it's going to be a great conversation. Okay, okay, let's jump right into this. Um, why don't you introduce to our viewers who you are, what work God has you doing right now, what part of the world are you in?
Okay, so right now I am in Dallas, Texas. Everything is big in Texas, right?
Yes,
And
it is.
everything is hot also in
Yep.
Texas. That's the part they don't tell us.
Yep. Yep. They did tell us
Texas is
that.
hot and we're running into summer. But currently, right now, I am a social worker. I work at a juvenile detention center. I currently supervise kids
Yeah,
and adults. So my line of
that's it.
work, I need all the patience and all the extended hands in prayer. Amen.
Yeah, I love it.
And so that's what I do for work. But outside of work, I am mentoring, I am coaching as much as I can. I am building a platform right now called Her Voice Impacts, which is just to magnify the voices of women that shame, guilt,
Mm,
traumas has silenced, right?
yeah,
And so I'm right now, that's currently what I'm working on. That's my baby. I cannot wait to birth it out and share it with the world, And so for for church, I am, all around. I love the Lord. The best thing we can be is a servant unto the Lord, into the
yeah,
house of the Lord. And I do as much as I can at my church. So that's all about me.
I love it.
And yeah, so, and I am pursuing my doctorate degree in human services.
Nice.
So I'm excited about finishing up this journey. I got a year left, a year and a half left to finish up the journey. So I got my hands in a lot of things.
Oh my gosh, you are a busy woman. My goodness. All right, and so you have a very interesting background and experience. Why don't you bring us up for a moment? How did you get to this point where you were passionate about talking about unstoppable you and encouraging women who have been through trauma and things of that nature? How did you get to this point where you're wanting to encourage people on using their voice and not losing their voice?
I got to this point because I lost mine, right?
Mm,
Like you can't share, or you can't really share if you haven't experienced something, or
sure.
you can't really give tools that you don't have for yourself,
Uh-huh.
right? And so I had to go on a journey of finding my own voice and allowing my voice and allowing my confidence and allowing myself to be shrinked by the opinions of other people,
Mm,
right? For years of my life, right? I'm 32,
yeah.
turning 33 next week, Thursday
Wow.
of next week.
Wow.
I have
Happy
a
early birthday.
Thank you. I have a birthday. And for about 20, I moved to Dallas when I was 27, turning 28. And so that's when I started to really walk into the power of my voice, right?
Mm,
For 28 years, I allowed the opinions of other people to keep me in the prison of my own body and of my own mind, right? And I wanted to break free from that prison. I wanted to break free not only because I knew I was worth it,
yeah.
but because I knew and I had an inclination about, if I'm going through this, how many other people have kept themselves imprisoned by the opinion of other people being the guard?
Right. Right.
I wanted to be the voice that allows people to see, hey, you have the power to break free. You have the power to silence those negative voices, right? And reclaim your power,
Yeah.
reclaim your voice, reclaim your identity that was given to you before you were born.
Yeah.
According to the word,
Yeah.
before you were born, the Lord said he knew you, right?
Exactly.
And so informed you and gave you purpose.
Yeah.
And so when we allow people, the voices of other people, to rob us of those things, we silence, we shrink,
Mm-hmm.
we become invisible.
Yeah.
So that's really what journeyed me into wanting to help people. Not, yes, my platform really focused on women because I'm a woman,
Right.
right? But even men, how many men out there are
Yes.
silent
Yes.
based on shame, based on guilt, based on
Yes.
low self-worth, right? Feeling inadequate, feeling incapable. So I want to be the voice of power that, no, you can do it.
You're
You
right.
can fight back, but you have to be willing to fight.
Right. You have to be, I love that. You have to be willing to fight though. You have to be willing to go through some of the uncomfortable moments and seasons of life that is going to happen and that
Yeah.
you're going to experience, because it is not easy standing up every day and using your voice confidently.
Mhm.
And it is not easy staying within your own self, and loving yourself and loving what God has created and standing there with all the full confidence that you can. And so it's going to take a fight for some people, and for some it's harder than others. Um, so we're talking about this topic of confidence, and we're talking about self love. I heard you say that
Yes.
just a while ago. So confidence and self love, it often seems out of reach for so many people. What personal experience shaped your belief that everyone can actually unlock confidence and self love? What happened in your life?
Okay, so as you can see, I'm a little bit more melanin than the rest,
Sure,
right?
sure, no
Than a
worries.
lot of other
Yeah,
folks.
yeah.
I'm a little bit more melanin than a lot of other folks. And growing up, one of the hardest things that I had to face is colorism,
Mm-hmm.
right? And It's hard when it comes from outside,
Mm-hmm.
right? When it comes from people that you don't know, but it's even harder when it comes from inside, the ones that you love, like your
Oh yeah.
parents. You made me, you guys cohabitated and
Oh
you
yeah.
guys created me. And so for you guys to question, why am I the darkest one of my siblings, which I
Mm,
am, right? For years, that was the thing. Why are you so dark? Why are you so this? Being teased
yeah.
about my skin color, being teased from people outside, people in school. And growing up, kids are mean,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Kids are mean. They
No
do
filter.
no filter. They do not care what comes out of their mouths. And there's this saying called "sticks and stones can break my bones, but words won't never hurt me." That's a lie.
Yeah.
I want people to stop saying that,
Yeah.
because that is the biggest lie that anybody can tell. Words do hurt.
They
They
do.
hurt because you got to replay them like a tape recorder in your mind.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't put a stop to that because it's constantly playing. It's constantly going on, being repeated of everything you're not.
Yeah.
You're not lighter. You're not lighter complexion, meaning you're not good enough.
Wow.
So I
Mm,
associated my skin color, right, with me not being enough. I'm not enough to fit in the spaces because nobody looked like me. I'm not enough to even fit in my own family because I'm different. I'm shaded different.
yeah.
Even though we come from the same blood, we have the same mother, same father, but my shade is different, meaning I don't even fit in a place where I was meant to fit in.
Wow. Jeez.
So for years, I had to fight. I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
The spaces that I need to be in aren't fit for someone like me.
Yeah.
My skin complexion disqualified me.
Jeez.
So I had to come to that belief. I had to struggle through that, struggle to the point that I didn't, I disrecognized myself because the
Ooh,
opinion of other people became the loudest voices in my life.
wow.
So when I'm talking about self confidence and self love, as confident as I stand today,
Mm-hmm.
it's because that little girl
Mm-hmm.
that they tore down, that they broke apart,
Mm-hmm.
that they made to believe that her skin color disqualified her from being what people believe beauty was,
Yeah.
that girl
That girl.
is the girl that I want everybody to understand. She deserved love too, no
Yeah.
matter the content of her skin,
Yeah.
no matter if she black, blue, yellow, white, she
That's right.
deserved to be loved. But that wasn't my story.
Mm.
My
Wow.
skin color became my enemy.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Your skin color had become your
My
enemy.
enemy. So imagine you're navigating through life in war with something you can't really change
Yeah.
because the voices of other people have made you to come to believe that it's not good enough. That the very thing that God created, and when he saw it to be good,
Yes.
became not enough.
Mm.
So that
Whoa.
stripped my confidence. It stripped my self-love. It stripped me of what beauty meant. When they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, I couldn't behold the beauty because it became the beauty that I saw in what I thought everybody else saw was
Yeah.
beauty,
Their standard.
their standard of what beauty was.
Yeah.
So it stripped me of my confidence. It stripped me of my love.
Wow. And you had to I love how you put this. You had to struggle through this to get to a place of confidence and self-love. How did you get there? I mean, what are some of the things that because we've all had our thing, right? If we be honest, we've all had our thing that we've had to struggle through to really get to a place of confidence. How did you get to this place where you say, you know what, my skin is beautiful, I'm beautiful, and God created me? How did you get there?
First and foremost, I had to shut down the noise,
Yeah.
right? There's this analogy that I used for years. I was imprisoned in my own body, but the guards of the prison was the voices of other people.
Ah, I love that.
Once, if I have the power to shut the guards down, I have the power to walk about this prison.
Mm,
So I had to start learning to shut the voices down.
mhm.
But I first had to forgive myself for believing those voices to be true.
Wow. Giving those voices more power than they actually have.
Than they actually had. I had to take that power back.
Yeah.
I had to first start with taking the power back from starting with forgiveness.
Mm.
I had to I had to learn to accept apologies that I would never get.
And that's hard.
Tell me about it.
But I'm telling you, we've been there. I'm sure there's so many people listening right now. They've been there too. That is hard when you'll never get it, but you still have to reconcile with it in your heart and your mind anyway.
That part. I had to accept forgivenesses from my parents that they would never think the words that they said were hurtful.
Right.
I had to accept forgivenesses from kids long ago in elementary school, grade school, that now their voices are still impacting me in my adult life.
Wow.
I had to forgive them. But most importantly, I had to forgive me.
Yeah.
I had to forgive me because my identity was left in the hands of other people instead of left in the hands of God, who affirmed me through his word.
Mm-hmm.
I had to get back into the word. I had to forgive myself. I had to tell my little self, I am sorry.
Yeah.
And then I had to create the voice of affirmation of what the Lord, let me say this first, of what the Lord has called me to be.
Yes. Exactly.
I am fearfully and wonderfully made, but when the voices of other people dictate that, I had to gain that, I had to fight for that back.
Yeah.
I had to rehearse that in my mind till those voices that were once a guard no longer were there,
Mm-hmm.
which gave me the power to open up that prison door and walk out,
Yeah.
affirming me with the word of God, affirming me first with what my Father in heaven has called me to be.
Mm-hmm.
This is not no cliche. This is what I had to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are saying things clichely. No, 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 no. I had to go back. Lord, I'm sorry that I believed everybody else's words and opinions to be true than your word.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you spoke over me. You breathed your life in me.
Yeah.
So I had to first start with forgiveness.
Mm.
Forgiveness, forgiving other people that never stood up for me, that never
Mm-hmm.
said I was beautiful. Because I had to understand what beauty meant for me.
Yeah.
I had to start looking at, no, you have to behold the beauty.
You do.
I had to behold it.
Yeah.
It had to become my possession.
Yep.
I had to fight for it. Because with things that you fight for and you earn, can't nobody take that away.
That's right. I love that.
So I had to fight and to behold that thing.
Yeah. I love that. I will say, um, I'm very sure, and many people won't admit this, but I'm very sure everybody has something that they don't like about how they look because of an external standard that
Yep.
they have come to adopt, because of culture, because of family, because of whatever some institution said about you. And I love the fact that you said one of your biggest steps was you had to learn forgiveness and you had to exercise it, starting with yourself. Can we talk about how many times we get on the side of the guards and we imprison our own soul,
Yeah.
and our own spirit and our own beauty and passion and power, because we think that what culture is saying is right,
Correct.
but it's what the word says, is what the word of God is saying about us. And I love the fact that you're talking about how you had to also replace those voices with affirmations that empowered you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it got to a point with me, just, you know, having so many dreams and visions and things like that, and people looking at you and looking at who you are, where you're from, this, your skin color, all of that, and they will literally ask you to your face, "Well, who do you think you are?"
Correct.
Or you get what I'm saying? And they would challenge, like Joseph in the Bible, they would challenge your dream,
Yeah.
and so it literally got to a point where I had to put, in one of my prayer rooms, I had to put affirmations all on the wall. Literally every wall was covered. So I love that you said that, because I had to begin to change the narrative.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? These are, and you said this before we went live, and I loved it. You said, a lot of times people get stuck in spiritual things that we don't give
Yep. Yep.
practical steps. Talk a little bit more about some of those practical steps that you could take, that you have taken, to overcome obstacles and push them out of your way, and that people who are listening in could begin to take. We've got forgiveness. We've got, beginning to change the narrative by replacing those outside voices with God's voice. Are there any other things that you can think of?
There's so much more other things I had to do.
Yeah, yeah,
So many more other things.
yeah,
Let's start about acknowledging the truth and don't hide from it. What you
yeah.
don't confront, you can't conquer.
I love
You
that.
can't conquer what you don't confront. You have to confront that this is a challenge. You have to confront the lies. Like what you do not confront, you cannot conquer.
Yeah,
So I had to confront that no matter how hard it was, right? And when I mean confronting it, I mean I had to be open about it. Sometimes we're hiding. Whatever is kept in secret becomes more of a disease,
exactly.
right? It becomes more of an affection to your body. So I had to tell people, no, I don't have confidence. No, I'm
Mm,
not. I don't think I'm pretty. I
wow.
don't. I don't think I'm pretty. And really have these hard conversations, taking myself to therapy so I can really unlock the root, the very root of where that came from. Those things are okay. And I think a lot of believers, we get away from, oh, let's pray about it. Let's da da da. No,
You
no, no.
hide behind it.
Let, let's let's stop all that. All that is great.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong. I am an intercessor, baby. I could get on here and pray the house down. I'm not.
yeah,
However, the Lord has put these people in place because He knows that prayer added with those people
mm-hmm,
is going to unlock some things. It's going to provide you with tools. It's going to provide you with different insights where
right.
you can go back into prayer and in the word and to definitely conquer them and uproot them, right? I call it the training wheel effect.
Mm,
What is that, right?
yeah.
Somebody will ask me, Sophia, what is that? The training wheel effect is being able to lean on somebody else's hope
Mm-hmm.
until I had it for myself.
So love that. Wow. The training will affect.
I had to lean onto somebody's confidence in me. Because sometimes certain people, God will put people in your life that sees you behind all the ugliness that you see.
Yes.
They see you. They
Yes.
see the called, anointed version of you, the one that God created outside of the trauma, outside of the experiences, outside of the lies. They see you.
Right.
And Thank God for those people, because there was many times I had to lean on them
Yeah.
to help me navigate through life. I had to lean on them for hope until I had the confidence enough to let them go and be able to stand on my own.
Mm,
It's called the training wheel effect.
I love that.
Sometimes you have to lean on them speaking words over you before you have the confidence to speak them over yourself.
Mm,
It's okay to say you're not okay.
that's
Because
powerful.
the moment you recognize that you're not okay is the moment your healing can start.
Yes.
But sometimes we're hiding. Sometimes we're not asking for the help.
Mm.
It's okay. Vulnerability is not weakness, it's actually strength.
Say that again. Say that again.
Vulnerability is not weakness. In culture where they say, girl, don't ask for help, girl, mind your business, do your thing, hustle hard, do none of that.
Yeah.
Stop that. That is not Bible. That is not the word. That is culture. And culture is causing a lot of us to stay stuck.
Mm,
Culture is causing a lot of us to die empty.
mm,
Culture. That's what it's doing for us. Because it's giving us a narrative that we don't need nobody.
mhm.
And you do. At least I know I did.
Yeah.
So I can't stand on culture's belief. I needed somebody in many seasons to be the hope that I leaned on
Yeah.
until I had the hope for myself, until I had the confidence enough to be like, okay, let me try this out for myself. I might fall a couple of times, but I
Yeah.
got back up and I affirmed myself in the Lord and I called them to pray over me.
Yeah.
That's the practicalities. I had to journal my prayers when I couldn't open up my mouth to pray.
Come on. That's
Sometimes we
real.
don't got the word. Sometimes we don't have the words, but we got a pen and we got some paper. Take that pen and that paper, put it, and start speaking to the Lord. He still hears.
Yeah. That's real.
He said, if you think it, I already knew it.
Yeah.
So I had to be practical with this thing.
Yeah.
I had to fight like my life depended on it, because it did. Not only my life, but there's generations that are depending on me to stand 10 toes down on who I called to be.
Yeah.
There's somebody out there that's waiting to hear my voice, but I couldn't stay stuck in cycles of
Mm,
insecurity because of culture, because I was too afraid to ask for help. I was too, quote unquote, strong to show weakness.
mm.
That's crazy. That's my practicalities.
That's big. That's big stuff. I mean, and that alone is enough to get somebody moving in the right direction of freedom. Um, because we don't think to ourselves, when you're in the midst of something that's becoming your prison, words, just like they work to get you in the prison, the psychological prison or what have you, words, the right ones, are keys to unlock
Yes,
that cell and get you out. And I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I Sophia, this is a conversation that really is deeper than just 30, 40 minutes, because you're talking about colorism, and you're talking about skin tone, and you're talking about self-love and finding confidence. I mean, it's so prevalent today,
it is.
and I think it's even worse than what it was, because now we've got social media.
Oh my gosh.
We've got all type of technology that keeps us in each other's business. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
Um, and so we are constantly being fed other algorithms of people's lives.
That part.
and how they look and how they are, and how do we begin to break the cycle from being even in comparison
Mm.
to others? How do we begin to break the cycle?
Comparison is the the thief of joy.
Yeah.
Comparison robs you of joy. And in order for you to break that cycle, you have to believe that you're worth it. You
Mm,
have to believe that you also are beautiful. You have to take care and reclaim your wholeness.
yeah.
That's that's the best way to break a cycle.
Yeah.
You have to learn to fight against it.
Yeah.
Everything that's fighting against you, you put on a fight.
Yeah.
You choose you.
I
I
love
think you choose you. Shut the noise down, shut the social media down. If you got to take a social media break, if you got to, go on a self-care journey and a self-love journey, if you got whatever you need to do for you, you have to believe you're worth it. You have to
it.
believe you matter. You have to believe that you're important enough, right, to fight for you.
Yeah.
In a world that's tearing you down, in a world that's showing you every insecurity, every crack crevice that's not good, that's not perfect, every wrinkle, every stretch mark, that's not, you have to choose you.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to silence those voices down. Once again, back to practicalities. If you have, the Bible says if something causes you to sin, you cut it off,
Mhm.
right? That's
Yeah.
Bible. If your hands cause you to sin, the Bible says cut it off. If
Right.
your eyes, pluck them out, right? Let's be practical. If every day you're on social media and you're comparing how your waist ain't a 28, how you not light skinned, how your hair ain't Brazilian, how
Yeah.
it's time to cut it off.
Cut it off. Yeah. And you got to love you enough to do that.
Correct. But you have to see that you matter too.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot, that's the biggest fight. It's knowing that you matter.
Mm, that's good.
That right there is going to keep a lot of us stuck because a lot of us really don't truly believe that.
Right.
But if you get around some people that, once again, back to the training wheel effect, if you get around some people that can speak to every dream, every dry bone in you to cause them to come alive, you better stick around those people
Right.
because they're helping you shift cycles. They're helping you shift things in the spirit.
Yeah.
Don't be like, oh no, they're doing too much. No, no, no. They're doing just enough to get you unstuck.
To get you out.
Because sometimes it does take all that.
And then
Sometimes it
some.
does take a lot of shouting. Sometimes it does take a lot of rebuking
Yeah.
to get you unstuck.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to show you the scales over your eyes. They're trying to get them off
Yeah.
for you to be able to see you. So that's my thing, how to break the cycle. You have
Yeah.
to see you. You have to know you're worth it.
You have to know you are worth it. These, my friends, are gems of how you become the unstoppable you. Um, wow, Sophia, wow. I feel like we just went to conference and back. I mean, that that's powerful. That's amazing. And I can just see why God called you, number one, in the natural, to be to have the background that you have with the juvenile system and all of that. And I can see why God has placed you in that world. But then also spiritually, I can see why the Lord has really called you to mentor women and to really pour into them. The confidence oozes out of you. I can tell that it is authentic, and that means that you've done the work. And because you've done the work, He can entrust you to help guide other leaders to help them do the work too. Um, Tell people how they can connect with you. You've said you got a lot of things coming up, and so I don't want them to miss a thing that you're about to do. So how can they stay connected?
You guys can stay connected through my Facebook page. It's my first name, Sophia Coulanges. My Instagram is the same. I am working on a project called, once again, called Her Voice Impacts, where it's going to be a mentorship where I'm going to be mentoring women through a 12-week series of
Yeah.
transformation,
Yeah.
right? Um, because it's time for us to use our voice, because there's somebody waiting
Yeah.
for your story. There's somebody waiting for
Mhm.
you to be vulnerable and to tell them how they can too heal. So I want to take women through this journey of 12 weeks. And this is what it is. It's going to be a platform where I am interviewing other women, whether they're in business, marketplace, in the church, wherever they have a rank of influence, that they're using their voice to change lives, to change whatever, any trajectory that they can change in the systems that we're in. Let's do it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, how did you get here? And I believe behind every woman, there's a story that gave them a voice. And that story needs to be amplified. That story needs to be told. That story needs to be heard across globes, across nations, because your voice matters.
Yes.
And it's time out for the enemy to keep silencing voices that have power to deliver, that has power, that the Lord has called them to break generational curses, not only in your life, but in lives of other people. Because you never know who your story is going to tell. Our testimonies aren't for us,
No.
right? And so that's what I have going on. That's what I'm
Yeah.
doing. Pray for your girl. Reach a hand,
I got you.
as I go to school to finish my degrees and get, continue to elevate as a woman,
Yeah.
right? Where I'm living in my own, what I know matters to me, what I believe beauty is for me, what I believe success is for me. When I understood those definitions in my eyes and in the eyes of the Lord, that's all that matters to me. Whatever society says success is, beauty is, that's non-important.
Yeah.
That is not important in my life. But I do believe that as women of God, men of God, that it's time for us to create spaces where people can be vulnerable to be themselves. People can be vulnerable to take the mask off. Like Future said it, mask off. This is the season of the mask off, and to
Yeah.
amplify your voice, like the voice behind the mask. Sometimes we need to take the mask off so the voice can be amplified. And this is the spaces that I want to create. These are the spaces that I want people, right, that's been in hiding, that's shrunk, that, man, I could go on, because those were me. I was
Yeah.
once her. Like this girl you see right here in this
Yeah.
interview, this is what the Lord can do.
Yeah.
This is what healing looks like. This is what choosing you look like. This is what you matter look like. I'm not selling nobody no dream. I had to go through this in
Mm.
order to be on this side, because I remember nights, I remember days of wanting to unalive me, because I didn't feel like I fit in anywhere,
Yeah.
because I didn't look like everybody. I didn't sound like everybody. But the Lord gave me a sound just for my people. If you shine your light, your people find you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's time for me to shine, because I know that my people are out there suffering, and I no longer want them to live in silence when they have a voice and a story that's ready to be told.
Yeah.
No longer.
Wow. Sophia Coulanges, everybody. Y'all give it up over in the chat. I mean, this was a treat for me, and I'm sure that those individuals who were listening and watching, this was transformative for them too. Your future is so bright, Sophia.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you
Wow,
so
it's so
much.
bright. And we've got to get you to speak. We've got to get you to speak. We will be bringing Sophia back to share more in the future. You guys, give it up for Sophia. Thank
Thank
you
you
so much.
so much.
All of her information, guys, is going to be in at the bottom of this video in the description area. Make sure you connect with her and the things that God is getting ready to birth out of her and do through her work and through her mentorship. So many things that I can see that's going to spin out of that. And
Lord.
you need to be a part of it so that you can be empowered, strengthened, and walk in your full confidence as well. Sophia, hang tight while we wrap things up.
All right. Thank
Um,
you. Have a
thank
good
you.
one.
Listen, guys, this has been another amazing show. Um, Sophia, again, just thank you for showing us that confidence is not personality, it's not a personality trait. It is actually a decision. It is actually a decision, and healing is not a destination, guys. It's a sacred journey. You've empowered us today, Sophia. Wow. With both practical and wisdom and spiritual truth. So I thank you for that. To our audience, don't shrink back. Like she said, you are worthy of healing and you are worthy of being heard. And you are worthy of the unstoppable life that God has designed for you. All right. So make sure you guys are connected with Sophia across all platforms. Information is going to be down there in the description. Hey, and if you want to stay connected with our platform, just go over there to bit.ly/TGLR podcast. That's if you want to be on the show. You can do that. Go ahead and apply. You can also go to bit.ly/TGLR virtual summit now. So you can find out more about our virtual summit that's coming up. And if you want to be a speaker there, you can do that as well. And then just stay connected with us on YouTube at TGLR Network. We've got a lot of things coming down the line. Incredible things that's going to encourage you, bring you into the greater parts of you, just like this show did today. All right. I'm your host, Kenyon R. Dudley, and this is the Global Leaders Roundtable, where voices rise, leaders converge, and kingdom movements are born. Until next time, lead boldly and live well.